On October 3rd, 1962, the United States successfully launched its fifth manned spaceflight. The Mercury spacecraft, known as Sigma-7 and piloted by Walter M. Schirra, Jr., completed its sixth orbit mission with textbook perfection and landed with pinpoint accuracy less than 9,000 yards from the prime recovery vessel in the Pacific Ocean. After a medical examination, a short rest, and a complete discussion of his flight with Project Mercury officials, astronaut Schirra returned via Hawaii to the home of the Manned Spacecraft Center in Houston, Texas. On October 7th, he delivered a first-hand report of his flight to the nation and to the world. Before some 300 members of the worldwide press and more than 200 distinguished guests, the conference was opened by the administrator of the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, Mr. James E. Webb.
Let me briefly say that we are here today for an important occasion, the first pilot's report to be held in the new home of the Manned Spacecraft Center in Houston. In the future, as our space flights last for longer times and extend over greater distances, our operational control of these flights will shift from the Mercury Control Center at Cape Canaveral to our new multi-purpose Mission Control Center here at Clear Lake. So today, as we hear from Commander Schirra, we will be hearing but the first of many reports which brave, competent, and dedicated men returning from the far reaches of space to this new home of the manned space flight will give, not in secret, but openly for the benefit of all mankind. Now, at the time John Glenn made his pilot's report on his flight in Friendship 7, I stated that the space accomplishments of a great and powerful nation depended not only on the bravery and competence of pilots like Shepard, Grissom, Glenn, and now Carpenter and Schirra, not alone on the knowledge, skill, competence of large numbers of scientists and engineers. This success giving the United States space effort not only their closest attention, but the kind of support that will ensure fast progress from the kind of early flight on which Commander Schirra will report today on to our Gemini, to Apollo, and on to the moon and beyond. Now, to present Commander Schirra is Dr. Robert R. Gilruth, himself the recipient of NASA's Distinguished Service Award and Medal, and the director of the Manned Spacecraft Center, Dr. Gilruth.
Thank you, Mr. Webb. Ladies and gentlemen, last Wednesday, Walter Schirra became the fifth American to ride a rocket into space. The external details of his flight are well known. Since he landed, the internal details, his responses and reactions to space, have been recorded and will be analyzed for future reporting, along with recorded data on the space vehicle and the worldwide network operations. Today, we will have the pilot's initial report on the flight from his own observations. He was in space for over 9 hours. He was weightless for over 9 hours. He had considerable time for observations and reflection. Flights like Wally's are essential to our progress in space, but they are also very serious business, requiring the greatest of efforts on the part of many individuals and organizations. They are pioneering flights with considerable element of danger still involved. With so much at stake, a little tension breaker is a big help. In this vein, as Wally emerged from the medical area in Hangar S to depart to the Atlas gantry, here he was all suited up and ready to go at 3 a.m. He said, "I didn't have much to do today, so I think I'll put in a little flying time." Well, Wally, you sure did put in some flying time, and we're anxious to hear all about it. Wally Schirra.
Sigma-7 is a name to me that connotes an engineering symbol. It is the 18th letter of the Greek alphabet, and it also connotes summation. Basically, what we wanted to connote with this name was the very many inputs that have been brought forward to develop this flight. The fact that we had previous flights where we needed to make our initial steps into space. The fact that we had operations analyses of the previous flights, engineering analyses. That we had to make minor changes to make the previous problems of earlier flights straighten out. This, in truth, was the reason why I have been calling this Sigma, or engineering. These earlier flights, starting with Al, backed up with Gus, John's orbital flight, and Scott's orbital flight, meant so much in helping me to realize what I needed to do to add to the knowledge that they had already accumulated. Where my knowledge went on was where I finally had my chance to go into space and look around a bit. The sensations of launch are as perfectly described by both John and Scott. The railroad train that you're sitting on really does move out. It's somewhat larger in size than the afterburners I've been used to flying, but in essence I had 5 engines instead of the typical 1 or 2.
Status check. Pressurization. Go. Lock tanking. -35. Water systems.
Go.
Range operations.
Hold, clear to launch.
Mercury spacecraft. Mercury, go. All pre-start panel lights are correct. Ready light on.
My scope is still out. Okay, umbilical disconnect. Scope is coming in.
Scope coming in.
Archer, scope light out.
The scope retract.
Tragedy. How about a count?
Make signal.
Okay.
Change. 10. 5, 4, 3.
I have liftoff. Clock is started. As he feels real nice.
You put your gear pins for this flight?
Yeah, I got the pins on my office wall. Altimeter's off the page.
Stand by for 20 seconds.
Okay.
2, 1, mark.
Roger, backup started and running good. I'll give you a hack at my 30. Oh, she's riding beautiful, Dick.
What's real fine from here?
Mark 30. Okay, fuel is okay. Oxygen okay. All systems appear to go, and she's getting noisy. Not at all too noisy. Easy to talk through. Okay, current pressures are leading on schedule. Fuel is okay. Oxygen is okay. Gas pressure seems to be as high. And she's really moving.
Stand by for staging.
Okay. I have a beat go. Oh, I can see the flash.
Staging.
Roger, staging. Standing by for tower. Fuel looks good. Oxygen looks good.
All right, sounding real fine.
Okay, I'm on push to torque, and the sun's coming in the window now. Okay, there goes the tower.
Roger.
Order retrojet off. That tower really isn't flying off. The overall flight, I thought, was a textbook flight. We've had problems in the past, and they've been solved. I felt that I could go along and really let this machine do its own job. When I had jobs to do, I could concentrate on those.
Stand by for Tico. Tico.
I have Chico, Cap 7, and off 10, and it's very pleasant. Going to fly the wire low, going to fly the wire.
That's by the wire.
Yours answering very nicely. Roll answers nicely. She's playing around very
volumetric capsule separation, naturally I commenced the first flying phase of the flight, where I performed a fly-by-wire low turnaround. A fly-by-wire low only means that we have changed since John's and Scott's flight. We've added a switch to permit us to use the very low thrusters for maneuvering while in orbit. This made it much easier for me to handle. In Scott's case, he had a little more trouble with the high thrusters coming in frequently. This way we could cut them out, and I could concentrate completely on control and continue with other tasks simultaneously. Could devote attention to monitoring the various meters that we'd added. We've added temperature meters to record the temperatures of each of the low thrusters that I was using. We had rather increased readouts on the electrical system. We've added instrumentation to Sigma 7 to give us a very accurate readout on the chute temperature circuit. I believe that some people thought we were having a chute problem. The cool analysis on the surface in Mercury Control Center while in an air-conditioned room obviously gave me the opportunity to pursue the chasing down of the proper coolant quantity flow to bring the suit under control. And this is what we did.
Sigma 7, this is Colonel Compton transmitting on UHF HF. Do you read? Over.
Roger, Colonel Capcom. Do you read me? UHF low. Over.
Roger. Stand by this frequency 7 for Capcom.
Okay.
How's your suit temp doing now?
It looks like it's holding. Let it sit for a while.
All TM system good, 7.
Roger. I think the only problem I have is the suit circuit. I'll work on it for a while and see how we are.
Take a wee bit of time for that to stabilize.
Right, that's what I'm trying to do. Deke, I finally got a grasp on this thing where I'm beginning to feel a little cooler, and the suit inlet temperature is now down to 7.6. Over. Right, I've been sneaking up on this thing for almost a whole orbit. I really do feel I'm getting cooler. The suit inlet is now about 7.5 to 7.6. So I am making progress. Over.
You are getting a slight decrease.
That is affirmative. I'd rather not throw in the sponge on the setting.